of collaborative cuisine, wherein ingredients and cooking techniques from around the world come together on a plate. It was welcomed with a huge acclaim from the diners. While it may look simple, but the detailing and thoroughness that goes into each dish will tell you why he is considered one of the most prodigious in the industry. Flo Kanpur today provides us with an opportunity to become first-hand witnesses to his culinary expertise. It gives me great pleasure to invite Tarun to this session today. Welcome, Tarun. Without further delay, I would like our dynamic chairperson, Kanika Vaids, to take the screen and address our guests and the members.
Thank you, Ritu. Welcome you to yet another interesting and learning session at Flo Kanpur. Last week, we completed our 21 days fitness drive, Move It, Repeat. It was truly inspiring to see a bunch of you every morning full of enthusiasm and zeal for our Zumba, yoga, and meditation sessions. After all the hard work, we all truly deserve to try our hands on some signature dishes from the renowned chef, Tarun Sibal, who has founded award-winning restaurants around the country. Unlike any other artistic medium, cooking has the capacity to engage all our senses. Cooking is perhaps the highest form of meditation, a divine ritual that is key to nourishing the soul and balancing the cosmic forces of yin and yang. The act of cooking in itself is a spiritual pursuit. Whether one is cooking daily for loved ones, preparing langar for thousands in Gurudwara, or donning the chef's apron over weekends, cooking can elevate the soul to great heights. It is precisely for this reason that the experience inside the kitchen of the culinary bar Titli, with its spectacular sunset view of Goa, is a heavenly bliss. I'm extremely happy to have amongst us chef entrepreneur who's instrumental in transforming culinary art and planning new concepts in kitchen design and layout. A very warm welcome to you, Tarun, for joining us today all the way from Goa. We are all waiting eagerly to hear some and learn some interesting concoctions from you. Before we begin, I must appreciate that the screen looks absolutely colorful and vibrant today. I'm so pleased to see many of you dressed in this Goan attire. We have few prizes for the best dressed member today, which Tarun will decide at the end. So without further delay, let's engage, exchange, and evolve our skills and taste buds. Over to you, Tarun.
Guys, thank you for letting me be a part of this wonderful session. It's a great honor. It's a great pleasure of mine to do this with you, for Flo Kanpur. I'm currently at Titli. We're opening up on the 23rd, which is this Friday. And I thought that I should tell you, we get a lot of love from Kanpur. A lot of guests who visit Goa from Kanpur. I have them as my patrons, and they keep coming back to Titli. And I hope people who've not come to Titli yet, please do come and let me host you at my small little place in Goa. I don't have the sunset right now because it's pouring cats and dogs, but I can still fix you a drink. I can still make you a meal. I can make sure that you are taken care of. And the few things that make Titli, one of them is to dance on the table or on the bar. We can do that also if time permits. But thank you for having me here. And I presume you guys have already got the recipes that I'm going to do today, because I'm not going to do the sub recipe part of it. I'm going to show you how, because we will have a time constraint and I want to take as many questions as possible. So I'm going to do two recipes which are part of my latest menu at Bangalore, Street Stories. And one is a melon salad, and the other is my take on the humble papri chaat. So I'm going to start with the melon salad. At any given point of time, if you have a question, I don't know what the protocol is. I'm willing to answer anytime. And
chat box.
Okay. So I'm on my phone and it's on a tripod. So it'll be very difficult to me. So somebody will have to tell me if there is a question, and I will be more than willing to answer. So I'm starting with my first recipe, which is the melon melange. If you go anywhere today in India or abroad, you will always have a watermelon salad on a menu. So this is my take on a humble watermelon salad, something that you can prepare at home, something which is not a lot of fuss, but yet extremely, extremely flavorful, extremely vibrant, extremely, you'll get a lot of thumbs up on this salad. So what we need is any melon that you have. So I have watermelon and I have the musk melon with me. I couldn't get the sharda in Goa, so I'm using the kharbuza and the tarboos. So very simple. I'm just throwing. I'm not even putting. I'm just throwing some watermelon and some musk melon on the plate. You can already see there's a lot of color. I'm seasoning it with some cracked black pepper and a little bit of salt. I always use my hands while cooking because it makes me extremely close to my plate. I seldomly use a spoon to when I touch, say, like a black pepper or a salt. I exactly know how much to put. I don't know. It's a thing. As in, you guys who cook at home would know what I'm talking about. So we've done the salt and pepper. This is my principal dressing, the herb and the rose water dressing. So this is like your technically a mint chutney that you do at home. But what I've done with this mint chutney is that I have removed a couple of things, which is cloves and onions. I've added parsley, I've added coriander, I've added mint, I've added rose water, I've had a little bit of cumin, which will give it the slight basiness that it requires. And it's added with a little bit of olive oil, and we've just shaken it up, and it's a lovely dressing that we're going to do. This is how it looks like. Again, a generous pour. You don't have to be pretty with this salad. That's the beauty of this salad. You can be as messy as possible, yet it will turn out to be something extremely, extremely wonderful looking. So I put this is how it looks like at this stage. The salad, which is melons, salt, pepper, and the dressing that we have. The rose water actually gives it a nice fragrance. It gives it a nice distinctiveness, which you will not find in any other mint dressing that you will do. I'm topping this up with some salad leaves. This could be lettuce, this could be radicchio, this could be arugula, rocket leaf, whatsoever that you have in your kitchen or your pantry. Just don't use cabbage, everything else is fine. So I've just added loads of greens. Doing the same step again, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. I'm going to add that minty green dressing, but this time I'm just going to drizzle it, not a generous pour. I'm just going to put a small one, followed by, this is a balsamic reduction, girls. Balsamic is this vinegar that gets aged in oak barrels. This is from France. This is readily available across any supermarket. So all I've done is I've just reduced the viscosity of this liquid. I put it on a pan, added some sugar to it, and it becomes like a thick, syrupy kind of a thing that coats the back of the spoon, and it comes out really, really nice when you drizzle it. So you can see this. I hope you can.
So there's a question, how do you scoop the melon so well?
So there is a scooper, as in it's again a very handy tool. There's a scooper with a half round edge on the top. Can we show a scooper? I will show it to you. All you need to do is scoop it in, you put it in, and you take it out. If you can't scoop it, you can also do dices. There's no necessity of that. The salad will only work if you can scoop it. You can just do a dice. You can do whatever you want to, but it has to be bite size. It can't be a big chunk. You can do dices, you can do scoops, you can do whatever, but it has to be bite size. Elsewise, it will defeat the purpose. So I've added a little bit of balsamic. Now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of feta. I've got the scooper. I'll show it to you. So this is what a scooper looks like.
Mm-hmm.
This is a small one. So all you do is dig in and take it out. And this is a slightly bigger one. So depending on what size you need, you can order it through online channels, Amazon, whatever.
I feel mostly all of us have these scoopers, but we are not Karun Sibbal. We can't get the right kind of.
It's the most easiest thing to do. Also, you will, there'll never be a full round. You will always see one side slightly flat. And because you can't take a full scoop out, because as soon as you enter from the place that you enter, it will be slightly flat. So don't judge yourself on how well do you take a scoop out.
Right.
Everybody has the same scoop. So I'm adding some feta on top. If you don't have feta, you can also say like crumble a little bit of cottage cheese. Usko thoda haath se agar hum maslenge, so it'll get a same texture. You add a little bit of lime juice. This is a fresh cheese, so any fresh cheese, but the feta will give it the real air. Again, it's difficult to use feta. So I'm again using my hands. It will also add a lot of color. It will also add a lot of a slight amount of pungency, a slight amount of creaminess, slight amount of tanginess to the salad. So this is how it looks like, guys, currently. And one final step that we're going to do is we're going to add some chopped walnuts or grated walnuts on top for crunch and for nuttiness. A little bit of walnut goes a long way. It'll add that umami flavor. It will also, because everything else is fairly smooth, the walnut will add a lot of. You can use roasted or non-roasted, up to you. You can also use almonds if you want to. That can also work. My favorite is the walnut, and if you don't have anything, even peanuts would do. So a generous dose of walnuts. I'm going to add a little bit of balsamic again.
There's a request to please repeat green dressing recipe again.
Okay, so this is very similar to your mint chutney that you do at home. So I've taken coriander, I've taken mint, I've taken salt, pepper, olive oil, a little bit of rose water, and a little bit of cumin. So आप जब घर पे हरी चटनी बनाते हैं तो उसमें प्याज और लहसुन डालते हैं. हमने वो नहीं डाला है. I have made a herb dressing which is parsley, mint, coriander. If you don't have parsley, don't use it. If you have basil, you can use a little bit of basil. So just salt, pepper, a little bit of vinegar. I've added, it's on the recipe card that I sent you. Don't use any synthetic vinegar. Any red wine, white wine, or even an apple cider vinegar will work. Add extra virgin olive oil or olive oil. Don't use any pomace in your kitchen. It's not congenial for cooking or for health. And then you put it in a blitzer and you're ready. You can check the consistency. If it can't be too thick, you can add a little bit of water or a little bit more olive oil, a little bit of lemon. It has to be citrusy, sweet, tarty, and that cumin and the rose water will give it that desi tadka that it requires. So this is technically a Greek salad, which I made my own with the dressing and the way it's presented. And you can never go wrong with this salad. You can also chill it before you serve. You can make it fresh. You can have friends over. You can make this together. You can scoop this. It's a nice activity. You can have a gin and scoop the melons together. It's a fun. Anything with gin will make it fun. But this is the final product. This is how it looks like.
And it's as colorful as the name of your restaurant. Titli. Colorful
Thank
like
you.
a titli, yeah.
Yeah, so that was the idea when I came to Goa. So Titli was conceived 2 years prior to before we opened this place in Goa. It was something which is Indian yet international, set up for the beach or a waterfront. And as soon as I saw the place, I told my my co-founders that, you know what, this is Titli and this is what we want to do. And like any other butterfly, we start very slowly in the day, like a caterpillar. We have a very lazy day, very gin tonic, very sarongish, very flip flops. And by the time it turns, by the time it has its sunset, and then we turn the vibe. We are a full flutter. We are serving Negronis, whiskey star. There's a lot of jiving happening, and it becomes more eclectic. So from the day to the night, that journey from being a caterpillar, which is lazy, to a full flutter, that's what Titli is all about.
I'm sure, yeah.
Guys, any questions before we move to the next recipe, or are we good?
There's a question which says, what was it, balsamic vinegar?
Yeah, that was balsamic vinegar, which I have reduced in a pan with a little bit of sugar. So as soon as you put balsamic vinegar in a pan and put it on a flame, it will become syrupy. It will start coating the back of your spoon, and that's the consistency we want. If you cook it too further, it'll become a solid mass. So you have to cook it just at the right consistency. The moment it starts coating the back of your pan, you sort it, and then you cool it and you can chill it. You can actually, it's a pantry thing. You should always have a little bit of balsamic reduction in your pantry. Any salad leaf with a little bit of balsamic, just salt and pepper would do wonders.
All right.
Also, Tarun, what could be some other simple dressings that we could prepare from ingredients out of a regular kitchen? a few other dressings, simple dressings?
So I'm not a big fan of what you get in the market, which is all mayo based or all dairy based. It's loads of fat and it's easy, but it's loads of fat. So it's a simple thing. A nice dressing needs a citrus element and needs oil, 1:3. So 1 part of any citrus. So you can use an orange juice, add salt and pepper, and add say like 2 parts of olive oil, and that's a dressing for you. You add a little bit of dose of mustard, it gives a different angle to it. So you add a little bit of cumin, you add a little bit of rock salt, but the basic principle is having a citrus element and having the oil. And then all you need to do is put it in a jar and shake it like this, and you'll be through. So use a citrus, be limes, any kind of lime, hara, the full yellow one. Use a narangi, use a malta, use a mausambi, or add a
Any
little bit of
citrus or
mustard.
tangy.
Yeah,
Perfect,
and
yeah.
it works very well. I've also used sometimes amla for my dressings. Imli can work really well in terms of a dressing, in terms of like a full chatkara kind of a thing. So you have something green or say like even cucumbers and tomatoes, and you add a little bit of the imli dressing, and it works really well. Orange zest is something that
Orange
you can
zest, yeah.
obviously add. It gets that beautiful bitterness towards the end, and it's a flavor that a lot of people like. It's actually also the tangerine is one of my favorite ingredients to use. So anything. So the salad making is the most simple thing. You need fresh ingredients and you need a kick-ass dressing. Even beetroot, for that matter, you can do a beetroot dressing. You can boil the beetroot, make it a puree, and then make it to a consistency which is like a dressing, and that you add that lovely blood, almost like a deep maroon color to anything that you do. So
Right,
it's
that sounds wonderful.
go crazy for dressings. Don't buy anything off the shelf. Don't be what do you call? Don't be that mayo centric, that you have this chili dressing, or then you have a mustard, then you have a ranch. All of this something that you can do at your place. It's not something that you need to buy it from outside.
And
Hunkered could also be used as a lovely dressing base. All Mediterranean Greek salads are hunkered base. A little bit of garlic, some dill, some mint, some orange, some lemon, some olive oil, and that's all you need.
so if we prepare a dressing, like a simple dressing, what is the usual shelf life of the dressing? How long could we preserve it without
keep it in the
any
fridge. Keep it in the fridge for 3-4 days. It should not go anywhere. And before using is always taste before you use anything, especially with dressings, because of the fact that it has citrus and it has a lot of oil, good oil for that matter. It already has 2 preservatives in it, which is citrus and oil. उसमें नमक भी है, उसमें citrus भी है, उसमें oil भी है. These are
so that does the trick, yeah.
आप अचार बनाते हैं. The only other thing that is a preservative is sugar. So when you make an achar, you can keep it for longer time because it has salting and it has oil in it, and hence even the dressing will not have an issue. And even if it goes even if it ferments, that will add a new texture to your salad. You don't have to worry about it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tarun.
Guys, we're going to the next recipe, and which is so I'm a Delhi wala, right? And I'm sure you guys are from Kanpur, and you know better that a little bit of chaat goes a long way, right? How can you take chaat away from Delhi or UP or anywhere in the north?
North
So
India.
yeah, and this is one ingredient that caught my fancy. I think way before anything else. I think everybody. Avocado is a great talking point, right? Tera avocado, mere avocado se ripe kaise is a very common conversation that happens in Delhi. How much are you getting your avocados for? Well, I think 10 years ago, Delhi elections were lost on the prices of onions. It's going to happen very soon that they will lose the elections on the prices of avocados. So thankfully in Goa, avocado is in abundance, so should not be a problem. And if you common complaint with avocado is that it is not ripe, you can just, or it is too ripe. Once aapne nikal liya to kharab ho jata hai. it's all you need to do is keep your avocado with some bananas if it's not ripe, and in a day or two it will be exactly where you want them to be. Agar bahut patthar aa gaya hai, to then obviously keep it for 3-4 days and it'll be back to the, because banana lets that it acts with the avocado and both will become ripe. And that's the trick. A lot of people put it into the rice also. Aap wo bhi kar sakte hain. Worst case scenario, if it's slightly bitter and you need to make it quickly, just roast it. Just put it in the oven with a little bit of salt and lime, and then you take it out. It'll become way better to use than what it was to begin with. So guys, do we have the ingredients? Everybody, as in, have we gone through the ingredients of this one? So I'm doing an avocado papdi mousse with some fresh mangoes, some tomato salsa, and I'm doing a raw mango chunda also, which is nothing but kachi ambi ko humne salt or sugar or thodi soft mein macerate kar rakha hai. It gets it, you give a very a lovely achari kind of a flavor with it. So there's a lot happening with this chart, but to start with, this is my avocado mousse that I've already done. So this is avocados, this is a little bit of cream, thoda hung curd, thoda salt, pepper, thoda lemon juice, a little bit of oil, and that's about it. So we've used avocado as the base. I've taken some hung curd, I've taken some oil, I have taken some cream. I can also add a little bit of mascarpone cheese, which is mentioned, I believe, in the. So it's basically we need to make the avocado a slightly more thicker kind of entity, so that it holds its ground. Because हमने पापड़ी इसके ऊपर रखनी है. And to make it slightly international, I have given it a flavor of dill. So globally, hung curd and olive oil and dill becomes a flavor combination to die for. So I've given it a slight edge with adding a little bit of fresh dill. Agar fresh dill आपको नहीं मिल रहा है कानपुर में, no worries, you can do without it also. So I'm using a champagne coupe for this one. I can also plate it in a plate with the help of a disc, but this is easy. This will come in handy. I think everybody in Kanpur will have a champagne saucer. I've heard you guys do a lot of home parties, and it's a thing who entertains better.
Yes, definitely. Kanpur is the most, I think, after Goa, Kanpur is the most party place right now.
I've heard a lot about Kanpur. I also, I intend to come and see the F&B circle of Kanpur. So this is how it looks like. This is like we're starting. Now we have this papdi with us. You can make it in-house. You can get it from outside. So I'm just layering the papdi on the glass. Now we will add the flavors to this papdi. And before that, the humble saunt chutney, imli ki chutney, बाजार से ले आओ, घर पे बना लो, अमचूर से बना लो, इमली से बना लो. This is the खट्टी मीठी सौंफ that you get at the Golgappa wala. I'm just adding a little bit of it. Not a lot, because there are a lot of other flavor profiles happening. The tomato salsa, I think everybody would know how to make a tomato salsa, right? It's in the recipe also. If not, then you can ping me separately. I can send you a recipe for tomato salsa. But it is as simple as it gets. It's like chopped tomatoes with a couple of other things, and you have a tomato salsa. The things that you eat with your nachos. So a little bit of tomato salsa. This is that raw mango chunda that I had, which is this simple, very thinly chopped raw mango with a little bit of salt.
कौन बोल रहा है? अशोक, उन लोग का हो गया क्या? मदन संजय.
So this is the raw mango chunda that I have, and I'm just going to generously sprinkle it on top.
Could you please repeat how we made this raw mango chunda?
So this is just kachi ambi, which we take the skin off, and we chop it very finely. Then add a little bit of salt, a little bit of Kashmiri mirch, degi mirch, and a little bit of saunf. And the sweetness will act with the salt, and it pani chodega, and it'll become a lovely, tangy, yet hint of sweetness kind of a chutney or a bite it will give, because the raw mangoes will still be firm. They'll have a little bit of bite, not be exactly tart, because when the salt and the mircha will work with the sweetness of the raw mangoes, वो tartness थोड़ा नीचे ले आएगा. So it's a lovely thing, as in it's for any
How
chaat or
long do
any
we-
salad
how-
also.
How long do we leave it like that before using?
Even an hour would do. Even an hour would do. And sometimes even half an hour if you're in a jiffy. But anywhere from 1 hour to 5 hours, you can remove the water from it, so that it does not get texture nahi kharab hona chahiye, because once it starts macerating, so if you keep it for a long time, then the texture will get
The
slightly mushy.
crunchiness, I think,
Yeah,
would go
crunchiness
then.
will
Yeah.
go down. Yeah. And as in, this could be done with any mangoes. I'm
Someone's
adding,
asking, someone asked, is sugar is also added? Is sugar also
Not-
added?
can add if the mangoes are extremely raw, मतलब बिल्कुल ही सफेद है, तो you can add a little bit of sugar, you can add a little bit of jaggery powder, any sweetener for that matter. You can add a little bit of date syrup, agave syrup, anything. If you don't want to add sugar, you can use anything. You can even add brown sugar for that matter.
All
But
right.
only if the mangoes are really raw. And this is some freshly ripe mangoes which are available in Goa. You can use anything, whatever is available in Kanpur. So we've dressed up our papri chaat. Now we're gonna make it more beautiful. I've said on the recipe also, I said that there needs to be some microgreens. If you don't have microgreens, just dhania pudina will also work. I can also add, some people like it with a little bit of sweet dahi also. You can add sweet dahi, some hari chutney. But for me, the salsa already has that tanginess, so I don't need a hari chutney. But a sweet curd is something that you can add on your top if you want it to. So I'm using some fresh coriander. Give a nice green leafy texture to the chaat. Followed by a little bit of parsley. I'm just adding a little bit of parsley. Any greens for that matter. Some and this is something that I sell by the dozen every day in Bangalore at Street Stories, which is my vegetarian restaurant. As in, people just come to have this avocado chaat, and it never used to look like this. This is the second time we're doing this. So I've just done a new menu, which is called and in that new menu, it's called the avocado papri mousse version 2.0.
It's actually like Bangalore meeting Delhi. Avocado
Yeah,
and the papri chaat.
So this is what it is looking like, guys.
It looks lovely. Colorful
And-
again.
So there is the base avocado that will give you a lot of creaminess with a hint of dill, and then there is these lot of toppings that are happening. And I've done this in this is also something that you can preset. If you have people coming over, you can do this in small glasses. You can also break the papri if you want to. Like I can also do this in a short glass, or any glass. Jiska it's a smaller mouth, but I can then crumble the papri and make it like almost like a chura, and even then it could be done. So you don't need a big glass. You can even do this in a small mouth glass. So the papri, even if it's crumbed, it'll give you that texture, that crunch, and the avocado will give the creaminess, and obviously all the toppings will add to that that tangy, that chatakness that you want in a chaat.
Looks absolutely delectable. Excellent.
And you saw how simple both of these things were. And this is what food is all about. Food is not rocket science. Food is understanding flavor and combinations. Food is cooking cooking with a lot of joy. It's not, I don't want to make a sphere or deconstruct anything, or I don't know, change the texture of a particular ingredient. All you need to do is understand what goes well with what, and do this very joyfully. If you cook with a lot of love and a lot of humility and a humbleness, it goes a long way. As in, every plate that you cook with love gets seen across like that. If you cook in a jiffy, if you don't want to cook and you're still cooking, it will show on the plate. So always when you enter in the kitchen, always have a good mood. And so the day I have bad moods, I can afford not to enter the kitchen any longer, because my team does the trick. And
And
sometimes
I
I go
feel you're
into,
known for that. You're known for that. Gourmet from gourmet cook from the casual, you call
yeah,
yourself.
as in I call my cooking style gourmet casual, wherein the ingredients are very humble. The setting is not pretentious, but the flavors, the way what comes out is extremely gourmet. So I feel that you can be gourmet and easy about things at the same time.
Perfect.
So, Tarun, we have few minutes left. Can you just fix up something and show us, like say a nice
Well,
mocktail or something, like a
okay,
I mean,
my bar is not ready yet.
all right.
Let me see what can I cook. I will, you know what, I will get one of my boys to fix a quick mocktail if that's okay with you. One of
Yeah.
my head bartenders, he'll come. Just give me a minute. Sandeep, can we have Sandeep?
In the meantime, ladies, I'd like you all to know that Tarun is also a wine connoisseur. In fact, he brought the famous Bordeaux wine school to India, and he has trained above 3,000 people upon wine. So Tarun, the wine connoisseur that you are, and in the, like, you can almost say we are living in the salad age, and salads have become almost the main meal for many. So how would you suggest we pair up our wines with the salad?
Okay, so the two things, there is people are living on salads and sushis. So you have to add sushi to that line that you to use next time. Also,
Okay.
it's so a lot of people ask which is the best wine. The best wine is the wine that you like. It is as simple as that. No matter who likes what or whomsoever says anything,
Yeah.
the best wine is the wine that you like. And a lot of people have said a lot about wine pairing and this goes well with that. There are certain general rules, but it's all relative. So whatever works for you is the gospel. Okay, so you don't need to worry about what the other person is thinking. As a general principle, lighter the salads or lighter the meats, you go with light white wine. And when you move your protein on the heavier side, so if you're just having a salad, a Sauvignon Blanc or a Chenin Blanc or a Chardonnay will also work. If you're having a Paneer Tikka, again, a Riesling or a Chardonnay will work. But when you're having, say, like something like a Rogan Josh or say like a Nihari, then something heavy duty will be
Heavier.
required to, yeah. So any which, like I love my biryani with a Merlot. Like when I'm doing a mutton biryani, then I like to have it with a full-bodied Merlot or a Malbec for that matter. But again, as I said, it's all relative. जो wine खुद को अच्छी लगती है वो सबसे बेहतर है. That's the best
All
wine.
right.
Yeah. So I'm glad you touched this thing on wines. I think 2 years ago I did a session called How to Survive a Wine Conversation. People who don't know anything about wine, जब they enter a room wherein everybody is talking wine and therefore a wine tasting, how do you survive that 1 hour? So there is almost like a cheat code that I have, but it's going to be too long for this session. We probably will come back again someday and I'll do a wine cheat code wherein you
Tell
can
us a
swindle
bit
your glass.
about it. Tell us a bit. It's really going to come handy.
No, just a few things that, as I said, wine is everything is relative with wine. So there is no rightness or there is no wrongness until unless something is off. It's almost like vinegar. You can still drink it. With wine, temperature comes handy in terms of what wine are you having at what temperature. The glassware comes in handy. So, guys, can I have a white wine glass? So this is a red wine glass. And if I pour red wine, I can hold it like this, because the warmth of my hand will release the flavors of the wine. But I can't do this with, say, like a white wine glass, which is obviously chilled. So I will hold the white wine glass either by the base or by the stem, which is like the classical way. Also, you can never fill your wine glass up to the rim or even 3/4, just slightly below 3/4, so that you can swirl the wine glass. ऐसे नहीं हो पाता है तो ऐसे कर ले, because it releases the aroma. And so these are some cheat codes that, as I said, it's a full module altogether. But it's going to be an extremely fun conversation whenever we have that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tarun. Coming back to salads, Tarun, Now, how to tell edible flowers and leaves. So much we hear about it every day now. How to tell edible flowers and leaves from the non-edible ones. Is there any
Guys,
technique to distinguish?
there's no technique to distinguish. Actually, a lot of flora is edible already. So हम गेंदे का फूल भी खा सकते हैं, हम rose petals भी खा सकते हैं. So this is as basic as it gets in terms of the. I think the first few flowers that we all knew was like a marigold and rose petals. These are both consumable. Also, whatever you get in a box which says edible, not all of it is edible. Sometimes a lot of people will use it and not eat it. A lot of people in your salads also don't eat the flora. They just use it to ensure that it's looking more vibrant, it's looking more pretty. So not everything that you have that in that box is edible. So be cautious. You can just do a quick check. I'm also not a botanist and I cannot tell you exactly kitne hai or kitne nahi hai. But as a general principle, a lot of flora is edible. You will not have any issues with eating especially not the root, just the flora part of it, as in the petals of it. You should not be having it, not the pollen. Everything else should be pretty okay with it. It's leaf at the end of the day.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. So do we have time for a quick
Yes.
beverage recipe?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I have Akash with me. Akash is going to do a quick mocktail with you while I'll explain. Akash, what are we doing today? Kya karte hain? Kuch mocktail ban sakte hain? Anything. He's thrown off guard, but he's going to make something. What do we have?
The bar looks full.
You want to do
How we
a
all are
non-alcoholic
drooling.
version of the elderflower spritzer? So one of our class flower spritzer, which is elderflower, has a very unique flavor. It's the original thing is called Saint Germain, but we can also do a non-alcoholic version of it with cucumber. Yeah, so let's do a non-alcoholic version of an elderflower spritzer. Yeah, start with the ice here. You want to do? Yeah. So guys, I'm not making this, my territory. You make it. So this is the elderflower spritzer, again, widely available in the market. If you don't have this, you can also use a lavender syrup, which will also work.
Could you spell it out?
Well.
Could you spell it out for
15
us?
ml of elderflower syrup or elderflower,
Elderflower.
ELDERFLOW, elderflower.
Perfect.
Or if you don't get elderflower, you can also use lavender. Yeah. So using some fresh lime, we'll use it for like a full lemon. Ek nimbu pura. Yeah. Full lemon. Nice. A lot of ice cream. And then, like any, we are in a tropical climate. We will use a lot of ice in our drinks. Also, when you host people, ice goes a long way. So always stack up on ice. There are a lot of parties that go spoiled because ice khatam ho jati hai. The bar is still open, but there's no ice.
No ice.
So always have, it's a party trick. Always have loads of ice. Yeah, so we're just gonna swirl this in a glass. Ginger ale. Add ginger ale. Add the cucumber. So I'm pouring soda, whatever, but the ginger and the elderflower goes a long way. And then we're finishing it up with a crisp cucumber slice and this cucumber slice. Very simple. And if you want, you can add loads of gin into it and you'll have a lovely cocktail, which is extremely easy to make. A little bit of elderflower. If you're using lavender instead of elderflower, I would have not done the cucumber. I would have done, I don't know, a rosemary or a thyme to add that little extra bite to it. So this is as simple as as it gets, a little bit of elderflower, lemon juice, ginger ale. Ginger ale already has a little bit of sweetness. If we would have used soda, then I would have added a little bit of sugar syrup to it as well.
All right.
All right. That's wonderful. Wonderful.
Cheers, guys. Are we
Cheers.
there?
Yeah.
So you will be choosing some well-dressed people from the session.
I think we lost you guys.
Tarun, are you there?
Yes. I have to look because I'm doing this on my phone. I can only see 4 people, so I'm not the better judge, guys. Girls, you have to decide this.
All right, I'll sending the
How
picture.
many? Yeah, I'm there. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see you. Yeah. So in the meantime, Tarun, you tell us now, the party lovers' trip to Goa would always remain incomplete without a visit to Titli. That's the magic you create for them over there. So when is the time you party? When do you relax? You just unwind over there? When do you get the time to party?
I think we've lost Tarun.
Yeah. I think we've lost him. We'll just check on him.
Yeah, Ronnie. And where? Got it.
Should I check with Tarun?
Yeah, just check.
He's just joining back. I hope everybody enjoyed learning the recipes. And
Especially the avocado one, that was amazing.
yeah,
Never thought, you can play with avocado this way.
I must say everybody is really looking gorgeous today.
Good
The
concept.
beauty of the recipes are that they're so simple to make. Like nothing over the top. You don't have to procure anything over the top. Everything is easily available and very simple. Just as he said, you can just make them in a jiffy.
Now you have to host us.
Yes, with love, Ronnie.
I wish we could taste it. And I'm getting that craving.
We'll have a Goa party. Don't worry. All of us will have a Goa party soon once the pandemic is over.
Wow, waiting.
Yeah.
When will it get over?
Tarun, in case you join, you let us know, please.
Tarun's gone to party.
Ah. So he just called up that it's raining cats and dogs there and the connection went off.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there. I'll just ask him. Yeah, Tarun.
Yeah, I think there was a slight issue with the connection.
Yeah, Tarun. So
Ritu, we have the same last name, right?
oh yes, we share a surname.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Tarun
there
my
hardly
son was in Goa for last 1 year, and he said, please tell Mr. Tarun Sibal that I used to be at his restaurant like I think 1 year, may say about 2 months he was there at your restaurant. He
I'm
said,
glad
please
he
tell him,
said
I
that.
really enjoyed his food so much there.
Yeah, thank you. And it's so nice to see a fellow Sibyl because there are hardly any.
I know, very few Sibals.
Guys, if anybody who wants to see more recipes, there's a lot of stuff that happens on my Instagram handle, which is just Tarun Sibyl. Every week I share 3 to 4 recipes, which are again very simple, very easy to do, and the steps are also very meticulously planned and given there. So I think you guys would have a good learning in that regards. And as I said, it's extremely easy.
Yeah, I saw your Rajma Chawal risotto only this morning. So I'm going to
I
try
can
that
call-
the next.
I can call it khichdi also, but yeah, it does not work with the khichdi.
So coming back to the party scene, Tarun, when do you get the time to party? And where do you party in Goa if you have to party?
I think I bring the party to Titli. That's the easiest thing to do. And So one part of the Titli experience is that me or one of my partners would always be ensuring that you guys are taken care of. And when we party really hard. We make sure that everybody has a good time. Elsewise, I like to chill at my place. I'm a big fan of American whiskey, other than wine. So I stick to that, and I will listen to music. But when I really want to party, if not Titli, then there are a lot of places. But if I'm in Goa and I'm partying, I'm most probably at Titli only.
All right. And what's your best choice of place, party place in the world? Apart from India, apart from Goa?
I'm a big fan of Phuket. As in, no matter where I'm vacationing in the world, I will always end up with 3 days in Phuket. So even if I go to say like London or an Ibiza, I need 3 days of partying in Phuket, or my me time in Phuket. I think they know how to party. And
I think we're on the same page there. Totally agree. Yeah. Thailand has to be on the list.
Yeah. My favorite bourbon brand, there are many. What's available in India, I like Woodford Reserve, but there is Four Roses, there is Knob Creek that I really like, which these are two things that are not available. There's also a Jefferson that I really love. I've also started liking a little bit of rye now. There is Templeton Rye, which is available in Goa. So when it comes to whiskey, I'm a big fan of the American side of things rather than the Scotch side of things. So yeah, and I love my whiskey sour, so it just comes in handy.
The talk with you really makes us want to go very, very soon now, Tarun. It's really going to be difficult holding us back.
So we either you need a double vaccination or an RT-PCR test to come to Goa. I'm sure very soon all of you will be double vaccinated. So, and now it's a direct flight to Goa, right? From Kanpur.
Right, it's a direct flight from Lucknow actually.
Okay, which is a 1 hour, 2 hour drive.
Yeah, it's
right?
convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see all of you very soon.
Definitely.
So who's the winner, guys? Whom have you voted as the best dress?
Tarun, I left that on you, and I'll just take some pictures.
Okay. So in terms of this is going to be tough, guys, and you don't have to kill me for not calling out your name. This is going to be as random as possible. This is too difficult for me. Okay, how many of you are there?
I just received 6-7 pictures.
Okay, if you can send me across, as in not everybody is participating.
Yeah, I'm seeing few participations. But still, it excites me to see people dressed up for a virtual session too.
I can see a lot of glitter. I can see a lot of stunning visuals. Thank you guys for doing this. So in terms of as in the most, I can see correct me if I'm wrong, Priyanki Garg has made some awesome efforts. She's looking really lovely. Thank you, Priyanki, for doing this. And there are more. There is Nalini. There is, I think, everybody. There is Ronita. There is Ankita. There is everybody. Everybody is a winner, guys. I'm not doing this.
All right. Take help.
There's Sneha. There is Ritu. There is both the Ritus. There is everybody's.
He doesn't want to say that, because girls, he doesn't want anybody to feel bad about it.
This is such a sham. I can't do this. You guys do this. Everybody's
then we'll reach Goa and we'll take him to task then. Huh?
Absolutely. So everybody who comes to Goa gets to have a shot at Titli with me.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I would be glad if everybody can come and grace the place with your presence.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Ritu?
Okay. Yeah, Kanika, am I audible?
Yeah.
So thank you for the incredible session today, Tarun. This whiff of Goa would certainly tickle our fancy for a long, long time. May I please request our chairperson to honor our guest now?
So it was truly, truly interesting and fascinating to learn the recipes from you, as well as to learn to display the recipes. Tarun, we have planted a tree in your name with trees for tigers and Sundarbans. You can track that tree.
I'm so glad.
So you can track the tree with the certificate number, which is
So
given,
that-
and you can fondly remember Flo Kanpur also
Awesome.
for that. And thank you so
No,
much.
I'm gonna. This is a cherished moment. Thank you, girls. Thank you for this.
Thank you so much, Tarun. And now, to end the session, I would like to call upon my Vice Chair to give a vote of thanks. Sneha Gupta, please.
Very good evening. Thank you so much, Tarun. We are immensely grateful to have learned from a connoisseur like you. Thank you for such a rejuvenating and insightful session. So what if we can't visit Goa? These online sessions, they really remind us that even miles apart, we can still have a great time with the Goan feel and energy. My sincere gratitude to our dynamic chairperson, Kanika Ved, for ensuring we are never running short of such interactive workshops with such passionate speakers. I would like to congratulate and thank today's event chair, Ritu Bhasin, for conducting the event with such elegance and grace. Thank you, members, for your participation and especially for bringing in the Goan energy on the table. Events are successful only because of you. Your presence is truly motivating to organize more such workshops. My gratitude to our media team for handling it each time impeccably. Thank you to our annual sponsors, Eris Life Sciences and Pramanjali Foundation for their generosity. Have a great evening.